Joining us now from Malaysia's capital is Mario Arturo Ruiz Estrada. He's a professor of international economics at the University of Kuala Lumpur. Good to have you back with us, Professor. As our correspondent in Tehran just mentioned, the conflict is already having an economic impact. How are the ongoing attacks affecting global oil markets, particularly with shipping through that key Strait of Hormuz disrupted and major Gulf energy facilities under attack?
We need to see now how the index of oil is moving up and up. The price 3 days ago was 58, and yesterday was 77, almost 80, and today is 74 or 75. But when the war is escalating more, of course, logically, the oil price is moving up. But it's not only affecting the Middle East, it's affecting the world economy. We need to remember that this 60% of the oil comes from Middle East, and this is affecting the economy performance in industries, in production. And I feel like this one is going to generate inflation. If this war continues more longer, we're going to have a very heavy inflation very soon. And we call import inflation is when this war affecting the economies externally and is generating a kind of fast inflation and is affecting so much to us, and especially in the food industry and manufacturing sector, because they are very intensive in use of oil. This is made me worry. And in the case of Iran, of course, the economy is going to suffer more because the destruction is also. But we need to mention also the Middle East also. They are suffering also the damage. I think in this war, nobody is winning. Everybody is losing economically, socially, in all aspects.
Talk to us more about that, because with crude prices already surging, as you pointed out, what could this mean for inflation and consumer costs in major economies across the globe, including in the United States, Europe and Asia?
We need to remember that energy is highly connected with production. The energy, for example, resources from energy, oil, gas, or anything move up, logically, the production cost is moving up and it's affecting the final price and the consumers. In the sense to going to consume less because the price is moving up. United States have inflation, but this war is going to generate more effect inflation, not only in the United States, in Europe, and everywhere. We need to remember that this crisis is not affecting only one region, it's affecting the world economy. And what I feel end of the year, with this high inflation, we're going to have also high unemployment. At the same time, I can see that we're going to have a very deep economic recession end of the year. If this war continue more deeply and more longer, definitely we're going to have economic recession for 2026. My expectations, I explained to you, is like in 2027, we expect also to have maybe economic recession. All this conflict, Russia, Ukraine, Iran, United States, this is accumulating kind of debt and is generating a lot of speculation, especially in energetic markets, in energy markets. And this one is made me sad because who want to pay this highly cost of the war is the final consumer worldwide. This is what my perspective, and is a very sensitive issue because production and energy are interconnected. This is the thing.
Yes, Professor, the conflict has also disrupted regional trade, transportation and shipping. How significant could the ripple effects be on the global supply chains, given the fact that they've only just really recovered from the effects of the pandemic?
Logically, the transportation cost is going to expand because the risk, all this conflict is generating to this shipping is stopped to moving in this part of the world, logically, because it's in war. But in the moment this is stopped, the reserves of oil or the countries come down, then the price is moving up for the consumers and the consumer of oil or petrol for the cars and the industries. We need to see that in this conflict become more longer, is going to generate more inflation constantly because it's blocking this trade of oil and energy that is so crucial for us. I'm very worried because we can see that with the high consumption we have around the world, with this problem we have in Middle East, is going to generate a very huge impact on consumption worldwide. But made me worry is that we're going to have a inflation worldwide. This is a very critical and it's very hard to solve because after suppose Iran war finish, the reconstruction of this country is very expensive and reestablish again the trade and reestablish the shipping of all this infrastructure in oil is more expensive, and who is going to pay it? The final consumer. Yeah, this is my point of view.
Yes. What about financial markets? Because we know typically they respond to uncertainty by sparking sell-offs in stocks across the globe. What are the effects this conflict is having on stocks on Wall Street and elsewhere?
Logically, psychologically, the stock market's moving more psychologically than economically. And this, the investors, they are more careful now because they don't know when it's going to be the war. And I want to mention something. This war, people assume it's going to be in short time. It's going to finish very fast, but I can see that this war is going to be longer because I think the United States never prevent or never expect Iran is going to fight like now they are fighting. And what is now is not two countries. Be careful. We have a regional conflict in the Middle East, and this one is very high costly for the production of oil. You can see the destruction of some oil plants that is affecting to us and worldwide, in how it's going to affect directly on the stock markets, especially in energy. I saw that the stock market in oil price moving up. But the problem is that the investors always win, but who is going to pay the final cost of this financial cost is the final consumer. That is, we need to pay for these sacrifices, I call, and these financial problems we're going to have very soon. And the stock markets always, you need to remember, there's working place in psychology, investors, and all these kind of things. But actually, many people start to stop because if the war extends, I want to mention something, that this war can become more critical and more deep. This war is the beginning of something, and I want to declare something. Maybe we are talking about open the doors of the World War III. It's a very chaotic situation in what we have in the Middle East.
Okay, Professor Mario Arturo Ruiz Estrada, thank you again for joining us on the program.